So if you're like me and you're looking for the awesome go-to breakfast that you easily make every single day, it's super healthy and great on macros, this one is for you. Is this so good? It is awesome. This total meal is 500 calories, 46 grams of protein, 12 grams of fat, and 57 grams of carb. I'm gonna walk you guys through this whole thing, and it's super easy from start to finish, and it's outstanding with some overnight oats. I add a little granola, and some egg whites with a little bit of guacamole. All right, now we're gonna first start off grabbing a big, large mixing bowl from the cabinet here. Okay, now it's time to prep. We're gonna do 5 days of these overnight oats. So of course we have 5 mason jars. So I usually store them in the cabinet with the lids on. So we're gonna take all the lids off. And then as soon as we get all the lids off, we'll line them all up. I typically put them in a straight line, or I put 4 in 1, but I put them close together so we can put all the ingredients right into these mason jars. Okay, the first ingredient we'll start off with is the old-fashioned oats. It's 40 grams per mason jar, so since we have 5 mason jars, that's 200 grams, so we'll pour all that into this big old bowl. Okay, now the next ingredient is chia seeds, and man, I love adding chia seeds because they're so good in so many ways. You know, they're high in fiber, rich in omega-3s, excellent source of antioxidants, good for heart health, supports bone health, all kinds of good stuff. So we have 1 tablespoon per jar, so that's gonna be 5 tablespoons of these. Okay, so now it's time to add 5 teaspoons of cinnamon. That's pretty much 1 teaspoon per mason jar. And I don't know about you guys, but man, I love the smell of cinnamon in all my things I make. Okay, so our next ingredient is PB2. And here we go, some more math. We have 13 grams per jar, 5 jars, so that's 65 grams of PB2. You can use any flavored PB2 if you want, but today we're using the natural, original flavor of PB2. Okay, now we have our sugar-free syrup. It's 2 tablespoons per jar. Again, some more math. 5 jars, so we have 10 tablespoons of PB2. So we're going to flip and go, flip and go, flip and go, and see how fast we can do this. Because, man, this is so much fun, seeing how fast we can get the light syrup out of the jar into our big mixing bowl. Last but not least, we have some unsweetened almond milk. It's half a cup per jar. Since we have 5 jars, again, more math, 2.5 cups of almond milk. So we're going to pour this in one at a time, and then now we're going to get ready to finalize this mixture. Okay, so now everything is combined, and we're going to take our fancy spoon and we're going to stir and stir well. You got to make sure you get all this stuff off the sides. No powder. Don't leave no powder behind. You got to stir it up good. Stir it real good. You got to get that mixture going. So I usually stir mine for just 20, 30 seconds or so. Get it nice and mixed. And then when I'm done stirring, and I've got it all mixed really well, then I'm going to push it off to the side and let it sit for just a few minutes. So now let's get our blueberries ready. We're going to, of course, we're going to rinse them. We got to rinse the blueberries. You can't have dirty blueberries. They got to get all the yuck off them from whatever came on the grocery store. So we're going to rinse the blueberries and then kind of shake them so they start drying, because we don't know wet, soggy, nasty, dirty blueberries in our overnight oats, do we? No. So we're going to get those cleaned up, set them off to the side. And now it's time to start scooping. So I got my fancy scoop out again, and we're going to scoop. I usually do like a full and a half per jar, and start distributing all of the mixture into each of the jars. Again, I'm not filling them yet. I'm really just putting 1.5 scoops typically into there, so I get a nice base for the bottom, because we're going to build this in layers. And again, you're going to see here later on that layers is where it's at. I'm building these overnight oats. Doesn't take that much longer, so looks cool, tastes awesome. So there's lots of benefits to layers. So yeah, about 1.5 spoonfuls, and we're good to go for the next step. Okay, so our next step is adding in the yogurt. I use the Okios 000 yogurt, and of course you can use whatever flavor you want. There's strawberry and blueberry and mixed berry, and yeah, I believe we have the strawberry here. So anyway, we'll distribute a container to 2 of the mason jars. So this is how we're creating layers. So we're going to put the even amount of yogurt into each of these mason jars. So again, 1 container of yogurt gets 2 mason jars. We'll end up using all, pretty much it's 1 container
for each mason jar, but we're doing half so that way we're creating layers as we go. So we're getting all these filled up, and yeah, moving on. Now it's time to create another layer, and of course it's the blueberry layer. So we're going to get our freshly cleaned blueberries or rinsed blueberries, and we're going to evenly add a layer into all 5 mason jars. Now it's time to add the remaining amount of mixture for the overnight oats into our 5 containers. So that gives us another layer moving forward. So now it's time for another layer of yogurt. So we'll use the remaining amount of the yogurt containers into each of our mason jars. So again, adding another layer. So we're getting close to completion. Just one more ingredient before we finalize the steps of our overnight oats. And boom, now we're adding the last ingredient to finish off our overnight oats, some more blueberries, which is the remaining portion of this container. So it makes it super easy to distribute because we're using all of the ingredients that was shown here. So now it's time to start with our egg whites. We're going to spray our pan lightly, and then we're going to add 140 grams of egg whites to a non-stick pan so we can get it cooking right on the stove top. Time to turn on the stove top, and usually I'll put it on medium heat, and doesn't take but just a few minutes to cook these egg whites. Look at here, already done. Just want them just a little solid. Don't want to cook them too long, just where they're not liquidy and just kind of have a hard base to them. We're going to flip it out of the pan, flip it right onto our plate, get it flat, and then add in 30 grams of your favorite guacamole. I like the spicy stuff, so we've got spicy here. You can put it inside, you can put it on the side. I'm putting mine right on top. Spread it nice and thin across the whole top side, and boom. Now, one final touch I like to do sometimes is add about 30 grams of some granola. Really adds to the pizzazz of this overnight oats. Adds a little crunch. Sure is awful nice. You gotta spin it, and then you spin it again. Now add a spoon, and there you go, guys.
You still there? Are you eating yours yet? Did you make it all with me? Because I can't wait no longer. I'm starving. It's time to eat. There's a reason why we build this in layers. Because you could just throw it all in and then call it good. But see, here's the trick. If you're carrying this with you, you want it to be wherever you're at, in your car. If you're like me, you eat in your car. But you want to be stirring this and stirring this and stirring this and not get all over you or flopping out the mason jar. No. You want every bite to be awesome. Hope you enjoy the video. And guys, as always, we'll see you on the next one. See ya.